Alright, so if you have been following my channel, then you know that my last video was about this piece right here, which is the art of weaving, or at least a representation of the art of weaving as it's described in my first novel of Stone and Steel. And I basically just made a video going over how I wasn't liking the way that the magic itself was turning out in this piece. I work with a single ballpoint pen, so it's pretty hard to fix a mistake when you've already committed to it, which in this piece I feel like I had. So I decided to scrap it entirely and start over. But when I started over, I did it pretty much the exact same way, maybe a little bit of a differentiation with the hand placement and stuff like that. And I had to scrap it a second time because I figured out the direction that I wanted the magic to go and realized that I got kind of the lighting off. And so now this is my third drawing of the art of weaving as it is described in my first book of Stone and Steel. We learn from our mistakes. I'm a slow learner. But yeah, I'm kind of coming to an end on it. And this is the art of weaving as it's kind of described in my book. And this was a super fun piece. It was really, really technically challenging for me because I didn't really have a model. I was using my own hands as kind of a model and just kind of looking at my hands while I was drawing this. And it was, for any of you who have ever attempted to draw, drawing hands is not the easiest thing to do in the world. It's actually very, very hard. Even at the highest levels of, realism or animation, I think people do struggle with drawing hands. And also this really weird altered light source that I had. So when I started, the reason I had to fix the piece the second time I scrapped the piece was because I had my light source coming from this direction down into the piece. And I realized after I'd already started on the second hand that I kind of wanted the light source to be the stone and the incantation itself, which was such a difficult thing for me to do. Like, especially if each individual tendril was its own light source, like you're dealing with so many different levels of like layering and shadows that, it can just be really, really hard to capture with the big pen, especially working on this small of a scale. I'm drawing these pictures so that they can be incorporated into my novel that's coming out this summer. And, just the, understanding the general scale that people are going to be viewing these on is like, I'm working under the understanding that people are going to be viewing it at about 2/3 the size that I'm actually drawing it, which is okay because that, that's going to mask a couple of my mistakes as an artist. But still, I don't want to get so detailed that it gets lost when it's scaled down. It's always easier for anyone who knows anything about artwork, whether it be print or digital, it's always easier to scale down than it is up. Because when you zoom in, you're punished a lot more for your mistakes, so at least I have that going for me. But yeah, I really enjoyed this piece. It wasn't I didn't have the most fun drawing it, like I do like with some of my characters. For those of you who haven't been around the channel, I don't know, like something like Evenry or Tom, but it titillated the technical side that I've been lacking for a couple weeks with drawing. Like this was a challenge for me. This was definitely a challenge for me that I just wasn't really expecting. This wasn't. I decided to draw this a couple days ago, incorporating it into my book. Like I'm going through the proofread process of my book right now as we speak. And I've already got most of my drawings set for my book, or at least I have most of my drawings at minimum, the two that I don't have done yet. Like in my head, I know like what they're going to be of. And as I was reading my description of the process of the art of weaving, I was like, this should be a drawing. Yeah, this should be a drawing. And so I just started doing some loose sketch work and came up with this, and it it was hard. It was hard. It was hard for me as an artist, but I like the way it has turned out. I might darken it up. I might darken up the shadows up here and up here just a little bit, because I feel like with the tendrils, it's probably even hard to see. I still need to invest in a camera for YouTube, but there you go. Yeah, I think that I might darken up some of the shadows and like the knuckle lines and stuff, but I kind of like, I don't know, it's so hard when you're working with a ballpoint pen and you're trying to capture kind of the ethereal, because what you're really doing is you're playing with a lot of negative space, right? In my mind, the projection, and not in my mind, also in my book, the projection for this specific incantation, Ekon Stone, is supposed to be white. Like the tendrils, the spell is supposed to be like white, glowing white. And that presents such a unique light source that, like, from an artistic perspective, you have to play with it in kind of I say an unreal representation, but obviously I'm not describing something that's real, so it's difficult. It's challenging. I'm going in circles here. It was a challenging piece, and I really enjoyed it. And it was fun. Kind of struggling through this one. I haven't like struggled through a piece like this in a little bit, and I think that this is a very good representation of what I was trying to capture for the art of weaving as it is described in my books. So yeah, that's an update on it. I'm probably going to touch it up a little bit more, and I don't think that I'm going to add the geometry that you like see in some of my other pieces to put like Easter eggs. So come on. So like a lot of the times I like to drop little hints and Easter eggs about what's going on in the work, like with the geometry surrounding the characters. And I don't think that I'm going to do that for this one, just because I kind of like the symmetry. Like this, it almost looks like if you turned the piece upside down, it could still work. And that's kind of something that I wanted to do. But because I have some, as an author, I've got things that I'm doing with like the dichotomy of the art of weaving and the ethling of the Ukiah tribe, and just different aspects of my book. Like there's things that I plan to do that aren't even written in my drafts yet, that deal more with like not parallel dimensions, but separate planes of existence that doesn't have its place in this video. That's not what we're talking about. It's just the technical aspect of this piece, which I am indeed pleased with. I've got probably about another hour of work on this, maybe a little bit more. I don't know, but it's been fun. It's just, and like this is just a follow up to my last video. If anyone was wondering whether or not I could do it, if I could recover from this mistake, I can. Did it. Good job, Noah. Yeah, and I also did it, for those of you who are familiar with the lore of this channel. I did it without spilling coffee all over it, which is also a big win. I'm doing really bad at like recording the actual like physical process of me drawing these things. I'm doing really bad at it. For those of y'all who don't know, like I've been trying to post shorts because YouTube highly prioritizes like short form content, which is like kind of fun. Like, I can kind of post the process of like me drawing one of these pieces. It seems a little bit inauthentic because like that's just not how my mind operates. Like I get like 4 hours into a piece and like I've forgotten to I've forgotten to turn my camera on and like show me doing different areas of the piece. So like I'll turn my camera on and go back to like pretend to shade a part that I've already shaded. It seems really inauthentic. It's not something that like, I think actually putting the video together is a little bit fun. I'm having fun choosing what exposition is present in the short, and like I think it represents the aesthetic behind this channel kind of well, but actually recording myself drawing is not fun, and remembering to do it and setting up my tripod in like a consistent manner, it's not something that I really enjoy doing. but I'm gonna get better at it, and I'm just gonna get better hopefully. But yeah, we're done with this piece, and I'm super psyched on it. And so yeah, thanks for watching. That's a conclusion to this 2-episode arc. Thanks.